Greetings, greetings, greetings. You are now tuned into the vault. Trust Christian, own nothing, control everything. Just want to thank you all for tuning in live or listening to replay. This is going to be an episode for the ages. This is the vault episode 198 margin call. 90% of all traders lose their money. And so we really wanted to do an episode today. We actually have our trading partner on the line, and we really wanted to do an episode. Lose their. Want to make sure we got that. 90% of traders lose their money. And we want to talk about this because we talked about this with our trading partner Cornell for a while now, just because of just some information that we have that it lets why are you how can we say that? And we don't know. I don't know if Cornell is going to share today why they specifically lose their money, but when you're in an environment where people are taking positions against you, it's kind of hard to win when the people that you think are serving you are taking positions against you. These might even be people that you're already sharing commissions and fees with, and they're taking positions against you. So this is going to be a critical episode for a lot of the traders. A lot of the traders throughout the years have listened, and this is just going to be a great episode to talk about that. This is 90% of retail traders lose. Okay, cool. That's the name of this episode. 90% of the retail traders lose. So Cornell, you there?
Yes, sir.
So, do you want to talk about that? You want to talk about why the margin call is, 90% of retail traders lose their money?
Because when you get the real information, you find out that a lot of people not trading for real. So your broker is charging you commission, charging you this fee, charging you another fee, telling you got a live stream to the major market, but you're going through their platform, and instead of putting your order in directly on the real market, they just what they call hedge against you. They take the trade against you because they already know you're gonna lose. So they keep all the money.
Cornell, I think it's one of those things that what you just said might sound a little over people's head. It may not have been heard because they may not be familiar with that style where the term hedge, these are financial terms, so it does require somebody to have some type of
That
wherewithal
means
to know.
they taking a different position than what you doing to cover the other side of the trade. So basically, what's happening is they they to be honest, they don't really care if you do win, but they gonna make more money when you lose because they putting the money up on the other side. Pretty much, they telling you, Christian, you know good. It's easy money. Is it like I'll break it on that? But you want that bet on the games and the bookie takes your bet? That's pretty much what the broker doing. I cover that. Hey Christian, I'm gonna cover your trade. Oh,
Right,
you gonna
that's the
put ten
margin.
thousand?
That's the
No,
margin,
you
right?
gonna put 10,000 in? I ain't giving that to the market. We gonna put the money up.
Think about it. Everyone comes to you in the beginning. They say, "Hey, Cornell, how much margin should we have? Should we have 500, 1,000, or 50?" Why
Yeah,
would you want to give someone a spread before you ever take any profit? Margin, man. What's your thoughts on margin call or margins? Everybody says, "What's your risk management style?" What would you say about that now, even after the new?
but like I
Even
said, most people worry about the wrong thing, even starting out with trade. First, you gotta learn how to get in at the correct position so you ain't gotta worry about margin. For instance, this is the difference of following the trend, following your favorite guy on the internet that's pumping you up in a room with a full crowd of people compared to somebody that trade for real. This is what a person that trade for real could do with $1,000. Like today, guess what? They know how to trade. We know the market gonna go down, Christian. We already know that. We've been telling y'all this before this stuff happening anyway. Somebody could have took a small position this morning, Christian, Guess what? They could have put it to where they didn't lose but $50. The market went down 500 points. For y'all that don't understand, that's $20 a point. Somebody just took $500 and made how much money?
All right, let's go ahead and add
If
that up.
they catch the whole thing, 500 times 20.
Right. 100 times 20.
Now you get somebody that don't know how to trade because you following all these guys and giving y'all these shit. I'm gonna put that right now. I'm taking a class to be a real professional trader. Professional
Real
trader
means you're getting your trades tracked on a Bloomberg account. It's not just,
in your trades
sp-
track.
you
So
know.
guess what? I put it to you like this. Nobody, I will go out on a limb and tell you this right now. Nobody that's online
Right.
that's showing you results is a professional trader. I don't care how much money they tell you they making. I am taking a real class right now, and I can tell you, I learned a lot. So that's why I know about the 90% and the hedging that's going on. These guys are not making any money. They're making their money off network marketing.
Hey,
You got
look, what's the name of the contract that they get with the brokerage? Is
who
it
that?
IC or IB? Is it IBC? I think it's not a, but it's an IB contract, I think, though, or IC contract. Which one is it? The contract that the, oh man, it's like an associate broker. They're like somebody that they basically,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
is it
yeah.
called? What's
Yeah,
the
your
contract called?
I put it like this: if your favorite trader is giving y'all links to sign up with, they getting paid off of you when you lose your money. So they really don't care if you actually ever catch on or not, because what the brokers do, not only are they paying themselves, but they go out and recruit guys like that to come out and teach you, or supposedly teach you, and they get a cut of everything that you trade. That's why when you get in your trade, I put it like this, because y'all we might be losing a couple of y'all with the margin and everything else. This is what margin does. Before you get in the trade, you already in the negative. That's what margin does. So now you got to fight against your broker. You got to fight against your favorite trader, because whether you know it or not, it ain't him doing it, but the broker, they got to put his money in there too. So guess what? You hit the button, you already $100 down because you got to pay them first. Then they got to come back around, and that's where you losing your money. You might have seen a $100 move, but you had to pay them $100. They know that. So you wind up losing your money because you're doing these short little quick trades. They showing you everybody happy. Yeah, yeah, we making money every day. They ain't learning the way the real thing about trade.
And that's interesting because even just reading the Black Book right now, and knowing that okay, the higher time frames are what the institutions use, and the institutions are just larger volume market movers. They have a lot more volume. And it's funny because somebody actually says something that's counterintuitive to the market. See, there's a common sense approach, and then there's the counterintuitive approach. Most people don't have common sense, so we can take that one out to play. But the counterintuitive is people say things like this: well, aren't rich people losing their money in the marketplace right now? Not at all. Warren Buffett's been out the marketplace. He's let you all know that publicly. He said, I am out the marketplace right now. He sold off his position. What happened in the marketplace today? More senior executive baby boomers sold off
Hold
their
off.
position today. They sold off their position at the beginning of the coronavirus. They attacked people for that. They said that literally it was what major Bill Gates stepped down. There were major CEOs that stepped down. They resigned. They took profits. They had a margin call. It was time to get theirs after all their years of labor in the marketplace. These people are moving on to broader horizons, as they would like to think. It's called you leave with a golden parachute. People forgot about golden parachutes. Golden parachutes will never leave. Why? Because let's listen to what the bank CEOs recently said when they were getting interviewed by the government. And it's a paraphrase. Well, we don't decide who makes the money. The board does. So them getting a $40 million bonus when the bank is under investigation, when the bank is losing money, they're getting a bonus because the board said so. See, this is the margin call. People say, I got to avoid bankruptcy at all costs. But the margin call says that, hey, you're already bankrupt before you enter into society. How? Because there's a margin call on your life. And we want to talk about that margin call today. We want to talk about the fact that, yes, there is a margin call. You have to be familiar with this term. That means that as soon as you open up the trade, you're in a position of risk management. It says you're already down. As soon as you open up the trade, you're already losing. See, no one wants to tell you that. They don't want to tell you that. They want to tell you to make some money. But how you gonna make money when you're already losing it from the rip? They got your psyche right off the rip. The first time you see it, if you're trading manually, oh man, this thing is it's in a negative. God damn, I didn't see it. I didn't practice in the demo. Okay, I just see it negative now. All right, cool. I gotta. It's gonna go back. What did he say? Short trades. Short trading. You're sweating the candles right now. So we're talking about professional traders. See, we're gonna have a really good conversation today about can it really happen for you? See, I know people listen to the Vault and they listen to Cornell and they talk about his accent. Oh man, he sounds country. Okay. And there are many successful rich people that he knows from where he's from in the country. From the middle of nowhere. But people say, can they do it? If he could do it, you could do it. Well, what does it really take, Cornell? It can't just be reading a damn book. It's not. It's actually you getting your emotions and your business acumen in line with making money. What have you been doing your whole life? The love of trading comes from knowing what he says all the time. Once you learn to trade, you're never gonna have to worry about money ever again. No way. That means you don't even have to ask a bank for money. You just take your time, diligently trade, get the money you need, and move on. Move into another business. You already built a good, superior financial base knowledge, and you gotta pay to play. Cornell knows that. But see, some people are scared of the price or how much it costs for the education, but that ain't your issue. The issue is going to be how much time you invest into becoming a really good trader and not losing 90% of the time.
Gotta implement it. Guess what? What I just said, Chris. I'm taking a class right now. I make money trading right now.
Yeah, that's one thing you've always said is continue education is like the best
But this
traders.
what you get from guys online, they so cocky. Oh, I'm a professional trader. Listen to me when I tell y'all what I'm gonna tell you. No professional trader is either allowed to post their trades online. You wanna know why? Because they are hired by the banks where your money is at and the hedge funds to trade behind the scenes. That what happens with your money in the bank. The bank makes money off your money that you deposit in a bank all the time. They hire these type of guys. And guess what? They have been vetted. Yes. So here's the challenge. You know, we're gonna have a couple sneak on. They probably mad right now, like, oh, he telling these folks all that. Yes, these people are network marketers. And I'm really tired of it because I run across so many people that dish it out. So it's the funny thing, Chris. I help people out. Y'all don't even know how much I help people out. I'm giving people pretty much $100,000 for information. I know that for a guaranteed fact.
It's like what happens after you get the new stuff. You know what I mean? I mean the fact that you can even say that off the old gym that you passed, it was just like, what? Hold on.
Combine all together, what do you think? Where that information coming from is these people paid I combined in between what all information I give people $100 some thousand, and people want to sign up with a network marketer that makes you feel happy, that's providing y'all so-called trades,
Right. Talk
but then
about that. Talk about
but
that.
then, but
Talk
then,
about somebody
but
doing
then
that,
they
Cordell.
having bad months and covering it up because they got y'all so hyped. I look at their pages and stuff like that. I hear what they be saying. Oh, oh, y'all on me now because I had a bad month. If you was a professional trader, you wouldn't have had a bad month. That's how I was talking. Ain't no bad months.
He said, look, I'm gonna be a professional and lose. See, a professional practices till they don't lose.
And we're not saying you don't lose
Right.
trades.
You do lose trades.
We
Right.
know the proper way because the way we talk. Guess what? I'll put it like this. This is what I teach people. I can lose 4 out of 5 of my trades and still make money. Your guys online can't do that. They showing y'all like this, short, quick trade. They showing you the get rich quick scheme.
Did your
Everybody,
mentor show you trades?
not anybody showed me no trade.
Okay,
But
so now why didn't your mentor show you trades? Did you ask him? Did like because a lot of people in these mentor network marketing environments do they call signals. So
that's
what
just like you getting in the room with Warren Buffett and asking Warren Buffett to see his bank account. Like, think about it, Chris. This is the mistake that people make. You think people got to do what you say do. You asking this person for help that's already in position. Why they gotta go do what? Are you gonna sit at the table with Warren Buffett and say, "Well, Warren, I don't really know you. Let me see your bank account." No, you not. So I know this guy make money. Did I actually see a trade? No. But have I seen him take a trade? Yes. Have I seen the result? Yes, I have. Was he bragging about it? No. It was because he was teaching at the time. You didn't see me do that. I show a trade, come back, boom. That's what I made off of it. But that's because I'm teaching, not what you see online. Oh, yeah, we made $200 a day.
or they're advertising that somebody made their first $1,000 today off of $10 or
Guess
$100.
what? It The way I talk today, this is the difference between me and these people. You saw what happened in the market. We knew the bigger picture.
Right.
We could have literally took $500 a day and made $10,000.
Yeah.
They would have been happy with what, like you said, 500 to $1,000 a day. But we sitting over here, we ain't even worried about the $500,000. This thing's still going. We know where it's going. Oh, you want to go down further? Oh, you going up? We know that.
Right.
We know about holding positions. They don't. So, like I was talking about the stock before we got on here, people, I put people on the stock a couple months ago. You still up in the stocks.
Right. A couple months ago, if you got in a couple months
But
ago.
hold on. Guess what, Kristen? People lost money. You didn't lose no money today.
Right.
The stock just went down. Let me explain something about trades as we here. The market doesn't go straight up or straight down. It take breaks. You okay if you listen to me 2 months ago. Meaning you bought a stock that was at 7, that shot up to 30. It may be at 20. What money did you lose, Christian? You didn't lose no money.
Right.
This is how we trade also. We are comfortable sitting where we sitting at because we know about market structure and how money really works. That's what I want to learn. Okay, I'm making money trade, but you know the environment we move around, I go around people that moving at a higher level than me. So, oh, they keep pushing you to move to a higher level. I'm going for the professional route. I make money every day. I ain't never consider myself a professional. But when I get this right here, yes, I will be a professional trader.
He said, I never thought about it before, but man, I'm thinking about it now, and it's so interesting to make that transition from retail to accredited investor. When them doors open up, it's the pearly gates. When we talk about 90%, talk about how 90% of the market is speculation. That's critical because when you said that, I thought about the other day about even if the globe
On,
is
only
90.
the market move every day because we got people online coaching y'all to take trades and like the market is moving every day. From a political side and government side, the market really is not moving every single day. So it's $10 trillion moving, 8 trillion of that is speculation.
Right.
It's
90% of the
crazy.
traders.
90%.
And they the ones losing they got daggone
And
money.
the other 2 trillion is the political government because see, I'm learning money system. It's deeper than you see what I'm saying, just trade. Say, we waiting on this indicator. I ain't doing none of that. That's why the people having success around me. We're looking at the bigger picture. We're looking from a bank and institutional point. I can show you how the indicator works, but we don't really need the indicator for real, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and that's even in the black book he's talking about that. He's like, this is pure market structure, fair
Why you
market
make
value.
a trade? Pure structure.
Yeah, structure.
Now I'm learning it like it deep. It's deeper than that. Like
Yeah.
this stuff is playing out years in advance.
Well, let's go ahead and get into that. And that's why, look, we can record ourselves in history. Trust Christian and Cornell can say we recorded ourselves in history. And in December, we were taught, well, look, the market's at an all time high. It's definitely got to drop. Not because it's doom and gloom. This was in December of 2019 because when you know market structure, you know it don't just keep going. It was on a bull run. You know that it takes a break. You know it actually retraces, and then it hits the rally based rally. So when we sit here and talk about that, what happened? We did the episode in uh, December. We did the workshop, the webinar in January. Still called for it. Market's gonna correct itself. February comes around, market starts taking the worst dive or the dipping dive. We go into March, the market is still
You're
dipping.
right. We called the biggest too. Like I even called this one.
Yeah, you did. You called
It
this one.
didn't
Oh no, it is recorded in history. It is recorded in history. You said the market is going to correct itself, especially once it got like the Nasdaq. I think got back
And
to
when
like
I see what
9,300.
it did yesterday, and the crazy thing about it, I'm making these statements and it's happening quick. I'm thinking, on down the line,
Nah.
next week or two, somebody asks. I, I'm always learning. So I see, like, I read the article, Kristen, where they said they manipulated the unemployment number. That's the only reason the market went up. They manipulated. Trump manipulated the number.
Well, you say manipulate. I mean, did he say it was lower than what it is? I mean, geez. I mean,
He
they
made it low. Listen, this is what you learn with professional trade. Anything over 20% is a recession. He running for office. He can't allow you to take the market that he had going up to go into recession. He already got all the other issues going on.
this is
So
worse than quantitative easing, man. It really is.
exactly. So you know what they did? Y'all go read it. We're not making stuff up. They recategorized people so it wouldn't show up on the report. But that ain't even the tricky thing, Christian. The federal government cannot go back and make a correction on it, meaning it was going to last for the whole month. But guess what? Trump don't control the market like y'all think control the market. The Fed control the market. The Fed can't go on there and lie like how he did. That's why he got paid 2 times. People like, huh? These people just got paid twice. They got paid on the little quick push up they put. Why you think the market tanked? People cashing out.
Right.
The
And
same
there was
people
another
that
CEO
push
that
it
just
up.
stepped down. Another CEO just stepped down. This is not well, how do you what makes you think they cashed out? When someone resigns and they're at a CEO position, they leave what's considered a severance or some type of retirement or a parachute package. That's what you get when you're in these positions. So when you're
So
in a
we worry
large
about our
position,
money. Guess what? That's why I'm taking about the collect. Now I get the 10% information. You want to know why like you said, bailing out Christian. The Fed comes up and say they're not changing the rate to 2022. They just manipulated the whole money system.
And
Them cats know they finna not get the gains that they want.
right, right. So
And
they're gonna.
statement literally just being made right now. Maybe toward the end of the year, they're gonna get back to playing. They're gonna throw their hook back out there in the water. You see Buffett buying up stuff right now. Everybody finna crash. What I've been said about the real estate. I'm waiting on everybody.
Oh yeah,
Everything on hold
actually,
right now.
it's actually interesting because talking to an investor earlier today was actually a great time because they were like, "Man, we're heavy in the market," and I was like, "Actually, some of the mentors, and I know you'll attest to this. A lot of the mentors, previous years, like, look, the market's gonna be crazy. You're gonna be able to just get fire sales for stuff soon." And I was like, "Man, like, how low can this get, man?" They're like, "Look, you don't even want to know. Like, it's going to be less than 40% of what they're already being currently valuated at." And it was like, dude, that sounds like goddamn depression when you talk about numbers like that. But you can already see the transition in the marketplace where places are closing up, places are doing their hold on, their whole we're going out of business sale spiel. A lot of businesses are just not there anymore, and there are new businesses moving in. You're like, oh, so the market in real estate is moving right now. People are buying real estate right now, and that's not good. I was like, look, it's the market. We just saw the correction happen today, and we just heard these numbers be fudged. That already is a sign that what was even done in the past 2 months for the past 2 month recovery was literally a margin call. It was to get retail money. Hey, look, if you were retail and you had some savings and you put it in the market and you thought you rode high, they came and wiped your ass out in 500 points.
And that's a good point you brought up. Like what we was talking about. We educate ourselves. So let's talk about these stocks. I told you this is why you gotta stop. Get out your comfort zone. You can't come to Christian and Cornell, hear us talk about it 2 months ago and just reacting now.
Yeah,
You know what just happened to you? You did lose your money. Now you mad at Christian and Cornell, but why you mad at Christian and Cornell when you should have got in 2 months ago when it was provided to you? But if you understood the money system, even if you was down right now, you still understand. Long term wise, you're gonna get your money because they always go in and take the retail money. This is what I'm telling you. They always go in. When we talk about retail, they always go in and get your people money that you see trade every single day. That's why 90% of people fail trade. People are like, okay, why you teach it? Because I'm teaching you the other 10%. And guess what? These people out here with me, they are making money.
what do you have to gain from it? I think so many people are
Nothing.
egotistical and they say, well, Cornell, if you're making money, well, what separates you from these goofballs that are on the internet? Just, I mean, these dudes literally are like, dude, they got look, they got the camera lighting behind them. They spray themselves with the mist and they're standing in front of something. They're renting these cars. Hey, if people don't want to believe it, yes, they are renting cars. Some of the ones will do an advertisement and literally tell you, well, look, I'm not like the rest of these traders out here. I'm not online renting a car. Sure, you aren't. Guess what? A professional trader that does prop trading with Goldman Sachs, with JP Morgan, with HSBC Bank, with Credit Suisse, uh, any of these companies, big major institutions, and even on the private side, Cornell can talk to y'all even about private side trading. Those guys are not allowed to share their trades. So this is where when people always would come to Cornell and say, "Hey, can you share a trade or can you share a signal?" It was always impressive to hear like, "Hey man, I don't trade for people, especially retail traders, and I don't give signals out." Why? Because if you get this is the part that blows our mind at the vault. How are you going to stay the stupid adage line where they say, you want to teach a man to fish, not to give him a fish? So why are people taking trades to this day? So if it's teach a man to fish, why are you using a robot? The robot, the electricity could go down at any moment. Do you have the availability to pick up the phone and say, I need to get out of this position? Do
You
you
don't
have,
know when to get out.
because the computer telling you or simulating it?
No, your favorite trader telling you. They're giving you trades to keep you around, but then here's the thing. Just like with network marketing, if you're not catching all those signals that they actually throwing out, the possibility because you don't know what's going on, you still gonna lose money because they're not winning every trade. So they might have gave out 8 trades today. Chris, you only caught 3. Guess what? You might have picked the 3 that lost. Now you paying a monthly fee. Ain't no monthly fees over with Cornell. Cornell, my class is so guess what? You ain't even got to put no money in no account to start trading. Huh? Go to the demo. If you ain't making money with fake money, why you gonna put your real money in there? How many of them gonna tell you that? Not a lot of them gonna tell you that. Because guess what? It's a monthly fee involved. We got to get you to making money quick. So we're gonna throw some trades at you. We're gonna make you feel good about yourself. And I'm gonna tell you what always happens. I always wind up getting all those people calling me because months down the road, that same trader did all right for a little while, he falls off. Nobody's falling off over here with me. I'm teach. Don't nobody pay me. I ain't. I'm not. I don't give out links for you to sign up on. Don't need it. I give you a video and I put it in your hand to go home and put the time in and study. Guess what? These are regular, ordinary people that are taking this class and making probably 5 to 10 times way more than what you making going to work every day working for somebody and enjoying life. Now they time freed up. Now you can, Christian, go start that business that you always want. You just lock your money in. You see me? I just went to the beach the week before. I'm going back to the beach this weekend. It's freedom. It ain't even about the money. We cracking the money system. That's why it's only 10% of us. That's it. I'm trying to put you in the 10% because I was blessed enough to have some people that mentored me and gave me the information. These people, Christian, what I say all the time, these people will not get on here and teach you.
No.
I have asked before. This is how serious this 10%. That's why 90% of the 10% don't want to teach you.
Right.
So why am I gonna argue with you when I'm giving you the 10% information? It ain't online. Nobody has came to my class yet and complained, oh man, you teach us at I was taught at a higher level. Matter of fact, those guys you be seeing online, I know a lot of them. They still call me. I know they ain't trading like that. But they got that momentum. They're getting that residual check. They're making their money off the network marketing side of it.
Right. Well, look, we want to just go ahead and get into some thick. We see we got more people on the line, and we always appreciate the live listeners and the people in the replay. Always appreciate you all. And this episode is 198 margin call. 90% of retail traders lose. And we just put a link in the chat. We're sure quite a few of you all are going to click on that link.
Well,
Uh,
it's a good topic
you
for
know,
what's going on, especially with the virus putting people's jobs on hold. I mean, I seen Hertz went bankrupt.
yeah, it
So
hurts. Yeah,
it's a
they're
lot of
going through their restructuring. But it's interesting, Cornell, because the airlines they're actually doing a really good pivot right now. We've actually seen plans on how they're planning on dealing with like shielding people's faces when they're sitting in chairs. So you're going to see a redesign of the chairs. They're not going to all be going in the same direction. You're actually going to see chairs going opposite directions on airplanes. They actually, recently with Boeing, Boeing actually, obviously is a big, huge, obviously airplane manufacturer. A lot of the airlines right now, because of this situation, they see that there's no benefit to have the bigger planes, so they're going to completely discard those planes and they're going to start moving to smaller airplanes because people are going to travel because they're even preparing for smaller travel loads and they're actually the upside for airlines, man. I mean, you called it with that stock because the pivot that they're making in airlines right now, they're preparing for the flights to actually have less cancellations because they're going to have smaller flights. So the fact that they have smaller flights, less people are going to cancel, and then you're actually going to see them actually they're putting in strategic plans right now to add in new fees for baggage, because everything's going to be self checkout now. We've actually seen what the new process is because of the COVID thing. And in the second wave's not making it any better for anyone out here right now. The fact that the second wave has
Yep.
started hitting America in different states, all they did, you fueled the fire for why they're going to put a red dot on your forehead and they're going to test you everywhere you go in
Yeah.
public jurisdictions. And not only that, they allowed the second ushering in of the technocracy where, well, damn, we're going to put cameras on every street corner. We don't have enough police. They're already having an issue with the police, so we're going to use facial recognition technology. Now, Cornell and us, we talked about that with the airlines. We talked about the iris, which is your eye. Cornell, do you object to the iris being scanned?
Well, they got mine already. So
Okay, so yeah, we already know how that
yeah.
goes. They didn't get ours, but they got. Hey, look, everybody's got a private and
TSA.
public. So,
Yeah.
so, so we hope that these companies keep your privacy private. That's what we all can say. You actually can still copyright a picture of your iris. That's almost like your thumbprint. These are very unique instruments, so
Don't
they're
have to do
actually.
it. You don't have to do it. It's just like how they. A lot of people don't realize, like even with the credit companies, with your personal credit, you got so many data companies that's supplying them with the information. Like you
Oh
see how
yeah.
we had to go through. You got to block. You got to educate yourself. Cause
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Big time for the credit stuff. That's why we had some mods on here. Yeah, definitely. Because there are people, uh, you guys don't even want to know that cybersecurity companies have a data collection agency as well that
everything
they're
on.
selling that data that you think they're protecting. We're gonna go ahead and say
Yeah.
that, but this is retail trader conversation. We're gonna keep it on that. Um, so here we go. I started out with this part of, hey, Cornell, we called it in December, January, February, March. We're just left May. What did we say? The market was going up in May. What did we come on air and say? While we did the webinar in May, Cornell's doing another webinar in June. Why? Because people sitting at home right now, ladies and gentlemen. You thought
And
something
they
was going to
stop.
change?
And it's pretty much the conversation we're having now. Like, dang, this dude, I sat back and watched your old video. Man, I saw that just happen.
So here,
Yeah. You saw it. You saw it just happen.
so, so here we go with the next margin call. You're either going to be part of the 90% and lose what little bit of savings you made or lost in the previous recovery in the past 2 months. But then people are going to do what we call market speculate. They're going to go in and say, look, man, my savings just got wiped out. It's got to go back up. There's no way that it goes down because if it goes down, that means we're in a depression. We're in a recession. So
You
that's
in
what they like to think. So
it?
here we go, ladies and gentlemen. You all can click on the link in the chat. It's called the WEFORUM.org great dash reset forward slash. Ladies and gentlemen, what if you're a part of the 40% of retail traders, if you're a part of the 40% of Americans or global citizens that are sitting in a position of maybe having minimum savings, actually living off your savings right now. See, we're going to do an episode that's called cash flow versus capital gains. See, the general population of retail traders have been taught capital gains. Even as a professional trader, you're holding more than 30 positions at one time, more than 20 positions at one time. How many retail traders can hold more than 5 to 10 positions at a time? What does that
Man,
mean? That
fine.
that means you can actually have capital, your savings, in a position where it's working for you. So it's bringing in, 10% of what you put over there. So you can live off that. That's why they say you can't live off $1 million when you retire nowadays. Why? It's not enough. 90% of retail traders are about to lose their money for the rest of the year because the banks have been positioned when the market dipped. They got in at the bottom because what you're supposed to do, buy low, sell high. That was the rule, but guess what? People started biting their fingernails in February. Oh, damn. The market looking like it's taking a dip. Okay, here we go. March. Hold on. It sounds like it's getting ugly. My friends, my family, they lost their jobs. They're on PPP or PPE. We don't know what the hell they're on. They're not making money. Oh no, they passed a stimulus bill. Okay, we look like they're making some headway. But oh no, the retail market is still not what it used to be. We're seeing major corporations file for bankruptcy. We're seeing major financial institution CEOs step down. Oh, they're stepping down for the COVID. They said something reckless. Yeah, he's also 70 years old and he needs to go do something else with his life other than work 60 hours a week still as the CEO of a thriving corporation, CrossFit.
And if you know how business work, they money be tied into shares. You think they finna take the same hit as the working class person that don't understand their retirement and everything else? They took their money, they take the smaller loss, and guess what? They will make that money back up
Exactly.
somewhere in the year because they gonna go ahead and cash out.
Now let's talk about who did that. One of the most respected investors of our time, Warren Buffett. We called that on our show. We said, look, Warren's taking his money out. Just be aware of the position. He's a big boy. He's somebody that is very respected in the investor community. And obviously, he's a market maker. He has a ton of capital. He has hundreds and millions of dollars, billions of dollars that he's playing with at his disposal, just like you can build up to that. And so, as a trader, if you choose to do that. And so let's go ahead and call what they're going to lose their money on, like Cornell called it. Why is the market reset? Because there are macro issues that are happening in the governments, particularly with this COVID situation. So you all, we posted the link called Global Reset. Everyone's always called for a one world currency. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't need to bitch and complain about it anymore. Bottom line, it's gonna come. You called it. Yes, you called your shot. Why? Cornell called the shot. You can actually call a shot and be a market mover, market maker when you have a large amount of capital. But you can still predict those moves in a retail position to get to that position. And that's what Cornell and the Vault and people that go through the training or people that understand that, that's what they do.
And see, with me, like I said, even with you, we go the extra step. We go find out where the money, how people are structured from on the private side. So I'm gonna tell y'all something I learned in this class. I'm just give you a little snippet. What I learned about in this class, it's gonna kill all y'all spirits. They talk about crypto gonna be the new currency and everything else. The whole entire money system is based off the US dollar in every country in the world. Countries are trying to change it, but they can't because we own a lot of their resources. What I had learned in this class, when they get on TV and pretty much talk about the debt, the trillions of dollars of debt, we never plan on paying that because we own resources in these people's countries. So by knowing that, wonder why Trump was able to pull that move on China that he pulled, he understood the money system. You can say whatever you want to say about that dollar. The feds said what they said today to move the $10 trillion money system that's moving every single day, with 80 to 90% of the speculation. They gonna make the money. We not the United States ain't in no debt. It balances off. And it's the only currency that's traded against every other country in the world. It was put in place. This is something new I learned, and I've been trading them in. Oh, but it make me better understand. This is the type of information we want. What Christian Cornell want. I want to know where the money come from, how the money flowing. Not be sitting here waiting on the stimulus check. By the way, I just saw that a couple thousand people in Ohio are gonna have to pay that stimulus money back that they received while they was receiving unemployment checks. They had to pay it back, Christian.
It's a margin call.
The government, let me explain on that. The government, I own a medical business. The government does not give money away for free, people. They will give it out. but they are also gonna come back and audit their books. Matter of fact, I don't know if I even told you this. A lady in Alabama, well-established business, Kristen, been very successful over the last 10 years. Has real estate, has investment properties, frauded them out of stimulus money, applying for money that you really don't need. I'm talking to my people right now. You know how many calls you was laughing at? You know how many calls I got to get on a call, somebody trying to walk me through that? I don't even run my businesses like that. I don't need the money from the government. Oh man, they giving up. Oh, they ain't even verifying the first 10,000. I have a medical business. Where I get paid from Medicare, Medicaid. I know they go back and audit the book. They'll gladly get the money out, but they're coming back to audit their money. So if you ain't did what you're supposed to be doing, and it's a warning sign for a lot of y'all that may have got on there, somebody influenced you to fill the application out this way to get some money. Oh, they coming back to check on all that money, and they locked that lady up. So she just lost everything she worked hard for the last 10 to 15 years, trying to get over on the system instead of just taking control of your own money. You see how people take control and they protest? You got to do that with your own life. That's why I teach people how to trade. I don't get no benefit out of it. I don't tell Christian to call, hey, man, I need that 10% at the end of the month out your account.
Right. Good and good and damn well. The brokers and the guys that are doing the marketing for the brokers, they taking that 90% off of you, leaving you with the
If you
10
don't care if you win or not, they eating every time you hit that button.
every time. And this is why we did the episode because we've called the shots before. We're calling the shot right now. You look at the global reset, they already have things in place. If you're not familiar with United Nations, if you're not familiar with this particular organization is the World Economic Forum. And these guys are pretty much like the CDC and WHO of the world. That's why they got the World Health Organization, they got the World Economic Forum. The World Economic Forum, they already set out. They already called the shot. They said, look, we're going to meet next year, 2021, and we're going to talk about the current state of all of the current economies in the world. Now, talking to some other business people earlier today, there are strong markets in the world that can support what will be considered an economic downturn because they have enough technology in place that business can be done through the internet. I mean, trading's done through the internet. You don't need when they terminated trading on the trading floor, it was almost the end of people's career and is the end of people's career on the trading floor. People may never return back to the trading floor. It is a complete non-essential way of doing business. And it's been that way. Think about how long they kept doing the trading floor after the internet came out. They didn't need to go to the trading floor anymore. They had the internet. They could have been working from home like IBMers since the 80s. The 80s. But they were dragging their feet. Economies such as America were dragging their feet. Where's the technology right now? Would you say it's extra advanced? I mean, Cornell, are the cell phones, the cameras aren't topping like 80 megapixels. The cameras are great. Technology is great. But there are strides that they're even trying to say they need medical breakthroughs right now in the world. They need so many breakthroughs in the world right now. But how many people are awake to make those breakthroughs happen? People are in a position where they feel like victims. 90% of the retail market feels like they're victims. And for that reason, the World Economic Forum is about to have a pill for that. Just like the Americans in the States want rights and protections, the governments are now going to act on their behalf. And they're going to do a reset. They're proposing it. What does it look like? See, the average loser, they're not going to read the damn document. No worries. They actually have a video of the Prince of Wales And the guy that runs this organization, the World Economic Forum, and he's already told you, we're taking a position where we want greater government control over the economies. We have to do this because there's so many, and remember, he's the chair, the president of the World Economic Forum. You don't get an invite to this unless you're almost a billionaire or unless you're affiliated with the organizations that this guy's even created to try to say it's not, but it is. These are organizations that these people create. They create think tanks. Oh, you didn't know about think tanks? They create think tanks. They just created a think tank. They did a market analysis, and the market's not strong right now. It's soft. We just saw that happen today in the marketplace. The market is soft right now. Why? Because people don't have jobs. The marketplace is driven by employees. Well, they're doing a reset right now. It's happening in front of your face. You're living through a wealth transfer. We did the episode 2020 wealth transfer. People thought that was a 1 month ordeal. Oh well, Cornell, you did that episode at the beginning of March. The dip was bad in February going into March, and now we're back on top. I mean, look at the market; it's back at all-time highs. Okay, margin call today. You thought you got some confidence going back in the market today? It's at all time highs. Well, hell, we got to get back on the wave now. Lo and behold, the bank's been sitting at the position where American Airlines or these airline companies were trading for less than $20. They caught Amazon and Apple when they took that little hit, that little baby hit they took. And these companies actually have already been previously held by the banks. Who funded the VCs, the hedge funds, the angel investors have funded Silicon Valley for America.
Yeah.
Period. So who's funding the retail industries, ladies and gentlemen? The banks. They got professional traders taking retail money and trading it privately now.
For their pocket, not your pocket.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have talked about the private for years. The vault's not a crybaby network. We're not out here crybabying, begging you to come into the private. But when you thought about going into the private, oh, this is your moment. Because everybody said that, oh, they're trying to take away privacy. You want to know how they take away your privacy? When you say you need a stimulus check. You want some free money and don't expect anything in return? To give up anything? Guess what? Don't worry about it. We need you to do the facial scan. Now, Cornell, he did the iris already, but the facial scan, they just remember how they was putting the Real ID Act in place? Guess what? Read the global reset. They want to do biometric tracking. Come on now, ladies and gentlemen. I lost my freedoms, man. They trying to take away my freedom, man. You want to know how you going to not have no freedom? Because you ain't got no money. You can't travel from one border to another border. How? You don't have no money. You're living off government funds. And right now, there's a public health situation going on. And guess what? You shouldn't be traveling. You have to be told that. Why? Because you asked the government for previous advice on how to get money. Not only did you ask them on how to get money, you accepted the money. Well, hold on. I was entitled to that because we want to address that. Everyone says they're entitled to it because they paid into Social Security. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That's a trust. Are you the trustee or the beneficiary? And the beneficiary is passed on the tax liability and trust. You didn't know that? They didn't know that though because they didn't learn trust law, because they didn't learn finance. And now they're sitting in a position where they had to actually, at this point in their life, men and women, people that so-called said you were an entrepreneur, you said you were an entrepreneur. You were willing to live off in God we trust. Ain't that the truth? In God we trust. And in their time of need, they were groveling at their servants. The so-called government is to serve you, not to give you something. So guess what? Don't worry about it. The passion I'm speaking from right now, don't worry. The wave for your family or people's families, Don't worry, the wave's gonna hit harder than my voice right now. The wave is coming. The global reset has already started. Cornell called it in December. You saw it happen. Think about what just happened. It wiped people out. We had people calling us, older people. Oh man, people were barely recovered from 2008, 2009. This is definitely a shocker. Are you serious? It took them over 8 years or 10 years to recover, and this only took 2 months to knock people's off their
And,
kilter.
and you know from your studies, it's crazy. We saw that in December. We not saying that we knew about the virus, but we know the system that they use. All it did was make our position stronger because they still use the same positions even when they taking your money. You got to get educated on that. So what I said, oh, virus came, boom. We already know it was going down. We knew it was going down without a virus.
How did we know this? Because we invested in our private education. Cornell's investing in his private education right now. That's why I always appreciate
And
this
this
guy.
tripped our
You know,
part, people don't even know. We don't even buy stocks. But the wealth change going on right now. You won't be able to buy these stocks at the levels we got in at again for probably another 20 years when they reset again. Yeah, I do know they reset every 25 to 30 years, right?
and this is around the same time. We're in 2020. They said they're going to do it again in 2050. By then, they will have a true global system of a new world order where people want to say, oh, they're going to have one currency in the world. Well, hey, why not? There's going to be financial collapses right now. Oh, you didn't think that they were going to come? People have been
This
sitting home
why
for 2 months,
this
three
why you,
months.
this why you get educated. There are already, you want to know why the people getting together, Chris? There are already restrictions in every country on the currency. Listen to what I'm telling you guys. The dollar pretty much controls everything out there. We manipulate our own money. That's why a lot of countries can't stand the U.S. The U.S. is the U.S. was chosen by everybody else in the world as the main currency. So it gets political. This is 10% information I'm giving you right here. It ain't going nowhere. I don't care what nobody tell you.
I know, and it was definitely a wild thing to
It
know.
ain't
Like someone
going
said that
nowhere.
recently. They said that the stock market is a
Don't get the
Ponzi
crypto
scheme.
hype. Guess what? There's just a couple hedge funds going over there that's taking a chance, playing with the government, trying to move some money around and make a get rich quick type deal. But guess what? You can't out top the banks. Guess who control the majority of the Bitcoin? Y'all ain't gonna get another run like that. Now we put the same system that's in place with the currency in with the crypto. Y'all ain't noticed that the crypto moves differently nowadays? I can go in the same way we just learned the system and trade the crypto the same way. I'm gonna make more money trading it than holding it. We don't buy and hold for real. This just was a perfect opportunity for us to get in and pretty much catch some of the wealth change that's about to happen. Same thing with real estate.
Same thing with real estate. We
But
brought our
it's
credit
wealth
lady on.
change.
We talked
Yes,
about the
sir.
revolving line of credit. People don't even understand what the word revolving is. They think that's a gun and you limited to 6 bullets. You're out of your mind. We're in a position right now in the world that if you have access to a term called revolving line of credit, that means it's called unlimited. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I'm sorry to bust your bubble. The Fortune 500s have revolving lines of credit at the bank. Why would they need a bailout? Why would any airline, why would any basketball team, why would any major corporation need a bailout for their employees when they already have positions such as that? They got revolving lines of credit with the banks. You trying to tell me a major retailer, whether it's Hertz or not, don't have a revolving line of credit? Are you that financially uneducated to think that a CEO or anybody in a Fortune 500 position will say we will not have a revolving line of credit? But guess what? Yeah,
Yeah,
there's some market
that
conditions.
And for that reason, just like Hertz, I will buy Hertz even though I know it's going bankrupt because
Oh
I
yeah.
understand the money system.
They're making things right now for these Uber drivers and these contractors. They're putting little plastic things so you can like block out the window. Like in the old taxis they used to have the hard plexiglass.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
they actually are putting the plastic like on the seat and up on the ceiling and all of that good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, people say, "Oh, get used to the new normal." Yeah, there you go. It's gonna get more protective. They want more masks to be worn. Look at the global reset. This is not doom and gloom. We've had mentors prepare us for years. Cornell didn't just call that in December. We were talking about that last year, this time. Why? Because the market was at all time highs last year, this time. And we're back at it again. So, how was it a losing year for you? How was it a losing year if you've been in the market since last year, riding it? You took the little 2 month dip that just happened, and it went right back. Guess what? The market wiped out people that were investing for years in 2 months. Years. It wiped out 90% of retail traders. 90%. That's why people say it's a hard gig. Cornell, if 90% of the people lose their money, why the hell am I going to do it? Why am I going to get into this? Why am I going to do something that 90% of the people lose? Because you got a
You
10% chance. Go check the stats on how many
know,
people.
exactly. If you could get your this how simple it is. If you can get your hand on the information, you're not really looking at the percentages. You're looking at getting your hand on the right information. Like somebody sent me a message today. Cornell, what can I do with $1,000? I don't know what you can do with $1,000. That ain't what this trading, what I'm talking about, is about. You got to learn what we saying, the system. It doesn't matter how much money you got. I literally could today, by the knowledge I know, could have took $1,000, which is not really $1,000 because of the broker.
The
But we
margin call.
about really it's $500. And when I'm saying I'm taking $500, that don't mean that I'm giving them $500. Everything is about show and tell. You just showing money. But if you know what you're doing, you're not even using the 500 or the $1,000. We're not talking about you getting somebody 1,000. So that's why it's important to learn the system. That's what I'm telling this person today. Man, people always think they're trying to impress me by the money. Man, I don't give a care how much money you got. I just seen people with money thinking they're gonna come in and crack the system because they got money and lose all their money and put themselves in a bind because some people get so cocky when they get money, they think they can buy everything with money. Everything ain't bought with money. This right here take time and it's a system.
Yeah,
Man, nobody failed in this system yet, Chris. They followed all the steps. You see that?
I think
I'm talking
that's
about you got
yeah,
regular ordinary people. Like I
yeah.
said, I use my aunt as an example. I can use somebody that worked with me at the phone company back in the day. That cat make almost $2,000 a day. And get what he do, Chris? He won't lose no more than $50 on the trade. But he gonna end the day with $1,000, $2,000. And he down there with his dad chilling on the farm, trying to take care of him. It's all about the family time and freedom. People, guess what? You learn how to trade, you ain't gotta worry about the money no more. So guess what? Now you can go enjoy life. Now you could go out and create.
I think it goes into a level of confidence knowing that you're not a part of that. Well, when people call themselves average, that's what you're calling yourself.
You call yourself average.
You're calling
Chris,
yourself average. You're gonna be a part of the 90% that lose. Why? Because people aren't gonna spend the money to invest in their education, to get around people such as a Cornell, to get around people like his mentors with
they
the
have
trade,
manipulated people so bad that you think you can buy everything now.
and you
And the
can't.
crazy thing about it, they created a money system. They didn't even really focus on the money. They focus on following the system. That's why them people meet. We got to make sure the system, Chris, the system, not the money. We got to make sure that the system's intact.
So what they're looking to actually implement, let's just go ahead and start talking to y'all about it. Because we called this shot. We called it on the vault. We've been called it. A lot of people want to talk smack to their friends and their family about how the world is going down the drain or whatever. But oh no, no. Don't worry. We're just going to share with you the new terms that you're going to start hearing as, this is how it looks. This is the context. Here, because some people ain't gonna go to the website right away. They need a little bit more motivation. COVID-19 crisis. This is the World Economic Forum. This is where they're about to change people's lives in the retail and the average business person life, average person's life, and the political and economic social disruptions it has caused. It's fundamentally changing the traditional context for decision making. The inconsistencies and inadequacies and contradictions of multiple systems. Think about that. So you don't want to be the slow bro that doesn't read the words. Commas means it's a sentence. So it's inconsistent. They're trying to say that capitalism is inconsistent with socialism. That's true. They're trying to say socialism, which it hasn't outperformed capitalism, inadequacy, and the contradictions and the viewpoints of multiple systems from health and financial to energy and education. Well, damn, how much of your life is involved in that? How much of your life is involved in the system that may contradict other countries' health, financial, energy, and education? And more exposed than ever to the amidst global context of concern for lives. Okay, now we got Big Brother playing Big Brother. Livelihoods and the planet. Leaders find themselves in a historic crossroads, managing short term pressures against mid and long term uncertainties. Okay, now Cornell's an investor. Let's just read the last sentence to him and see what his opinion is from a financial position. Because this is called the World Economic Forum, not the World Poor People Forum. Okay? We're thinking about this from a position where these people are thinking about making money right now, in the crisis, and after. This isn't the everybody's losing money moment. We just said that this is a wealth transfer. That means people are getting wealthier right now. Cornell, they're managing short term pressures against medium and long term uncertainties. What are your thoughts on that?
They doing what now?
They're managing they're managing let me get this link back up. It says they're managing short term pressures with against medium and long term uncertainties.
Sound like portfolio managers in the room.
That's what's going to be in Davos, ladies and gentlemen. So the opportunity, as
So
we
let's go back to what we were talking about. When we talk about, like I tell you, what I'm taking now, these guys holding 20, 30 positions, long and short, off of the political system, not the indicators and the stuff you see online. Like they actually using the system that's in play. So it don't sound strange to me that they're gonna have a meeting because they have a certain criteria on how they move the market anyway. Meaning, okay, Christian, we're gonna tweak this algorithm a little bit. All it is math. See, that number right here is off, Christian. We need to move that number. Now, I'm gonna tell you how slick people are. Like I'm sitting here reading about Hertz while we talk. I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna buy Hertz, and that's because I understand the system. That's what we're teaching y'all to
now
understand
this is a
this.
company filing for bankruptcy right now. God
Oh,
damn it!
hold on,
So this ain't no
hold
oh
on,
man.
Chris.
I'm gonna go ahead and let you call yourself a fool, and then we're gonna see you look like Nostradamus in 2 to 3 or 6 months or 5 years. Go ahead.
So they filed for that bankruptcy early on. This is how the money system works. I'm pretty sure it was some private meetings. They just pushed the market up when the market shouldn't have went up. The stock price recovered, Christian. They asked in the bankruptcy court to allow them. I'm gonna read this verbatim. What they saying? We have asked a bankruptcy judge to let us take advantage of the quick-sided surge in its stock by selling up to $1 billion of new shares.
That's called taking retail money, because who they selling stock to? People that think
They
that
took the
that doesn't
retail
think the money's
money
gonna go up. 90% of people
out.
just got their money took.
Now we're gonna ask the judge, can we use their money to bail ourselves out of bankruptcy and then the stocks finna surge? You gotta understand how to interpret that information. Now they gotta put the disclaimer out, the stock might be worthless. They just sat here literally and told me that they recovered their money off the market moving over the last 2 months. That market shouldn't have been at where it's at. They was trying to keep y'all to spend the money.
It's a consumer market, retail market, ladies and gentlemen.
Amazon probably made 50 times what they would have made when people sent it the house ordering stuff.
Thank you. People just considered a contributed to the wealth transfer of Jeff Bezos getting a divorce with his wife, losing what, $500 million or $500 billion. He
And what he
lost.
did as soon as it was official, what he did, Chris, he went out and had a deal already on the table to make the money back.
Right. Ladies and
That's how they
gentlemen,
did it. So Hertz now finna take advantage of their stock going up, saying, and they were smart. They didn't issue these shares out. They was holding them because they smart. They got people that know the system. Now they finna use the retail money and bail themselves out. And I'm gonna take advantage of it. Why is that $2 and take it back up?
two
See, a lot of
dollars. Is that
y'all, a
two
lot of
dollars right
y'all,
now?
it's $2. It went down $2 there.
Hey, a lot of industries are going to change, and this let's get back on this World Economic Forum real quick. The World Economic Forum has developed a reputation as a trusted platform. It sounds like WHO, it sounds like CDC, or everybody that believes in them. Let's go ahead and share with you the new terminology that you're going to start hearing. I guess people don't want to believe that in the private, because this is where it comes from, the private. This is the private forum. You got to have some money to be in this room. The Warren Buffett money. And then they trying to be slick and say that they got younger people under 40, but these are recruited people. They're recruited. They're recruited from Harvard. They're recruited from colleges all over the world. They're not going to a ghetto and recruiting somebody to come sit at the table and talk about their position and how they need to get wealth transferred to them. They put people in position to further their causes for their family's benefit. So let's hear what the reputation of a trusted platform for informed collaboration and cooperation between all stakeholders. Hold on. The World Economic Forum has stakeholders. It sounds like the Federal Reserve when they said that that was created. Or of Jekyll Zhao. That book was written. It was true. And now we're here. Reinforced by the track record of success of 5 decades, the forum is going to offer experience in building a purpose driven community in service of the extraordinary challenge and opportunity the world faces for a global reset. The forum provides an unparalleled platform for creating and delivering collaborative solutions for the future. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all some of the initiatives that you gotta read, you gotta actually watch the interview. It's an interview between the Prince of Wales and what's this guy's name? Charles. It's not Charles Schwab. His name's Schwab. And you all can see what he is talking to the Prince of Wales about. And we just want to go ahead and give you all the truth. The Prince of Wales does not care about anybody. Y'all think this person has no thought of poverty, ladies and gentlemen? It's a prince. Oh, the Saudis and they're driving around with gold Lamborghinis and sitting on gold toilets. Okay, this is the Prince of Wales. He's like right under the Queen of England. They run the world. The GBP is still the strongest currency in the world, despite the fact they've isolated themselves. And now the euro, they went through Brexit. Ladies and gentlemen, do you hear how the government deteriorations of these currencies falling apart leads to more of a reason on why they need to have a global reset initiative? It's over. Cornell called it a long time ago. I never wanted it to be true. He would always say it. It's only going to be two types of people, rich
And
and
poor.
poor.
And then they did the numbers. Like it's playing out because of what I said. The numbers they showed that but the unemployment rate was 35%. I think the actual number was 40%. 35% of it was black people that made under $40,000. How do they know that? Because they got the system in place.
Let's go ahead and talk about this new reset. We're gonna keep going there. I finally got to the page I need to get to. It's over, Cornell. I mean, you gotta be going hard right now. This is your last breath.
That should be going hard
This
in
shit.
yourself, not nobody else's business. You
Right.
better start creating something.
The Great Reset is a commitment to jointly and urgently build the foundations, we got foundations, of our economic and social system for a more fair and sustainable, resilient future. There's a few words in there, as you all can hear. Fair. Life ain't fair. We all don't get the same amount of air that we breathe. What are we talking about here? Nothing's fair. But when somebody proposes this, this is the guise of fairness. Here we go. It requires a new social contract. Bam. 1930. What year did they come out with the New Deal? Let's go see. I should know this, but every financially astute person is supposed to know when the New Deal was created. What's the New Deal? What year was the New Deal created? 1933. Oh, the last Great Depression. Did they pull the wool over your eyes? Are you about to let your family get wiped out? 1933 status? Because you want to accept 1,200 measly dollars or some damn check? A lot of people need to get off their ASS right now. The margin call is on. 90% of the population is going to change with a new deal. It's a new social contract centered around human dignity, social justice, and where societal progress does not fall behind economic development. Well, didn't it just fall behind? Societal progress just fell behind because of a virus that they weren't prepared for on a national and global scale. That progress was slowed down. People couldn't go to college. They literally shifted education. Education was supposed to be taught on an individual basis through a personal computer. Uh, how many people had personal computers? Well, last time we checked, tech companies have been giving out personal computers to third world, second world countries for years. The global health crisis has laid bare long-standing ruptures in our economy. They just made you aware of that. Did it not make a rupture in the economy and society? Oh wow, why? Because you ain't supposed to be meeting with nobody 6 feet. Keep the distance. But guess what? Everybody has completely disregarded that line with the protest. They disregarded that. So they're gonna meet about that. Because you didn't want to take the time to social distance so we can keep this contained. That's the excuse. They created a social crisis that urgently requires decent and meaningful jobs.
And I'm just gonna be honest with you. You wanna know what they worried about? That protest slowed everything off. The reason I tell people to invest in themselves right now, you just threw the money system all the way off. The virus was gonna get us. But now, Christian, you got people thinking, oh, we can invest in black business. It's some black Wall Street stuff going. I ain't gonna say it's going on. That could go on right now that would mess up the money system. Because when we talk about speculation, how much money do blacks spend every year?
They spend a
In
trillion
the
dollars in the United States.
trillion.
They spend a
Now you
trillion.
got them out here revolting against the system they're putting in place. But one thing about us, we fall off after a couple months. So I'm gonna see if people gonna keep on pushing it. If they don't keep on pushing it, it's gonna go back to the epidemic. That's why they're trying to get you back in the house. Over the next couple of weeks, you'll see they be trying to get you back in the house in a couple of Texas already did.
Well, let's just go ahead and keep talking about this thing because it's a wrap for people, ladies and gentlemen. This is the new deal that's being proposed to your families. Everybody wants to be a citizen. Everybody wants to be under the government. Let's go ahead and talk about what the Prince of Wales and Klaus Schwab, the founder of the executive chairman of the World Economic Forum. In order to secure the future and prosperity, we need to evolve the economic model and put people on the planet at heart of global value creation. If there is one critical lesson to learn from this crisis, it is that we need to put nature at heart in how we operate. We simply cannot waste any more time. The global reset will welcome recognition that the human tragedy must be a wake up call. What the hell is that? I'll reread it for you so you can recognize the language that somebody's going to take over your life if you don't do something different. The Great Reset is a welcome recognition that this human tragedy must be a wake up call. We must build more equal, inclusive, sustainable economies and societies that are more resilient and can face pandemics, challenge climate change, and other global changes we face. That was Antonio Guterres, Secretary General, United Nations, New York. A great reset is necessary to build a new social contract that honors the dignity of every human. The global health crisis, we're going to get, oh, here we go. This is even better. From Schwab, the guy that runs the organization himself. The global health crisis has laid bare the unsustainability of our old system. What? Capitalism isn't working for y'all? It was working for y'all 5 months ago. But it's unsustainable. The terms of our social cohesion, the lack of equal opportunities and inclusiveness. Nor can we turn our backs on the evils of racism and discrimination. We need to build into this new social contract our intergenerational responsibility. It's called the white man's burden. You can go look it up. Google. It's a poem. The white man's burden. To ensure that we live up to the expectations of young people. Oh, it's about to get deep right now. COVID 19 has accelerated our transition into the age of the fourth industrial revolution. Now, Cornell, me and you ain't too far removed from public school. Did you and your family know? Oh, okay. We won't ask you for your family. Do most families know that we're in the fourth, supposedly, industrial revolution?
Probably never heard of about a revolution.
Exactly. We're in the fourth, supposedly, industrial revolution. I'm going to continue reading. We have to make sure that the new technologies and the digital, here's the next one, biological, face scanning, when you walk through airports now, where your children go to school, they're going to be tracked as a pup. In physical world, well, what happened? Let's reread that. We have to make sure the new technologies and the digital, biological, and physical world remain human centered and serve society as a whole, providing everyone with fair access. Oh, yeah? Yeah, we've been talking about that. The tech companies have been giving computers to third world companies for a long time. So they got this one organization called the Global Shapers Community. Now, now from afar, you say, oh, the Global Shapers Community, this is supposedly 400 cities of young people throughout the world, interconnected, and they're going to be allowed to do video chats with these leaders, world leaders, in Davos in January next year. Guess who? Guess what organization started the Global Shapers Community? Who do you think started that, Cornell?
Started the what?
Who do you think started this organization that they're trying to say these young people have arbitrarily come along and they can give their opinion to these world leaders? Who do you think created that organization?
Private individual.
The same people that created the daggone World Economic Forum.
Exactly.
The Great Reset has been announced, ladies and gentlemen. This came out on the 3rd of June, so you're not too far removed from putting your family in a position, just like the private. Everybody says they're going private. When you going to go private? When they reset the money?
And the crazy thing about private, they do it right up under your face.
That's what's going on right now. They're about to do the meeting in front of your face. They announced it on the 3rd. They say economies are unsustainable right now. People want to throw around this word uncertainty. They want to throw around crisis. The more people threw that around, the more it allowed the govs to say, guess what? We're going to put policies in place because that's what people want. Well, make sure people aren't starving. Give us all a piece of loaf of bread. Give us all a fish. 90% of the retail traders lost their money. That's why they don't have any fish right now because they didn't learn how to fish. They were
And
working somebody else's job,
guess
getting
what they
fish.
did though, Christian?
What?
They lost their money, then they gave you the money back in the stimulus. Now you owe the government money. We just turned the money we took into you into a loan. Somebody has to pay for that money. Now you getting taxed, Christian.
And
Off the
so,
money, off the money you lost, what the government turns back around and gives to you. It's the money system.
ladies and gentlemen, we know that this episode has been one of those far reaching episodes. Episode 198, margin call. 90% of retail traders lose. And it was going to come one day. You know, Cornell says a lot of people lose money in trading, even when we first met him. And we laughed. People made money. You hear him. $20,000, $30,000, $50,000, $100,000. You'd be like, man, how you lose your money? How they lose the money if they made the money? Well, didn't you work a job? Didn't you make money and lose money on a job? Right. That's called bad financial skills, bad financial education. And this margin call tonight, or wherever
Can't
you are
get
in the world,
nobody a million, Christian, and they ain't educated. They
you
still
can't. And this margin call is for people to say, look, ladies and gentlemen, there's no need to keep making these messages. We did it one time in December. We did it one time in January. Did it one time in February. Did it one time in March. Did it one time in April. Did it one time in May. And guess what? We're doing it one time in June. Why? Ladies and gentlemen, we're not
and
begging for it.
think about it. And we have grown all the way through this epidemic because we're not sitting around waiting on the government to do anything for us. I am growing at a faster pace with this epidemic going
Hey,
on.
didn't all the great investors tell us that? Jamal sat on stage. I grew more in the recession. Robert Kiyosaki say, I grew more in the recession. And then people are still questioning themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people that are listening, you lived through the 2008, 2009, what they called the crisis. Look what happened then. If that was considered a crisis, what is this situation? This is it's worse than that. And it just hasn't been shown.
And it's a crisis for you because you're not educated and you didn't put yourself in position. So people be asking why you say what you saying when you say that. Guess what? Cornell is looking at opportunities that he probably would have never had because he in position. Cornell might wind up with some buildings in your city in a prime downtown area somewhere because we find out that a lot of people wasn't educated. They knew how to make money for a while, Christian, but never learned the structure and got educated. And something like this come along and bankrupt them because they ain't even got the reserves. They ain't even got the line of credit to float themselves. You wanna know why a lot of business going out? You wanna know why they going out of business, Christian? What you just said. Revolving lines of credit. They don't have. Don't probably don't know what they was living off the money. Now you shut down for months at a time. You don't even got the revolving line to cover.
They losing. You had a business. You know what I mean? Entrepreneurs said they had $1 million
Now you
business.
gotta use it. Now you
Come
gotta
on.
use cash. So guess what? Most business owners is not gonna pay you when it's a decision between this. I don't have a revolving line of credit. This is my cash. Do I pay my employees, or do I just go on and take the L and take my money, kind of like Warren Buffett and Bill Gates and the rest of them? Do I take the small L or pay the employees? They're not gonna pay you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just gonna go ahead and set the record straight. And for the record, right now, even Starbucks, right now, they are utilizing. When you use social propaganda in your business, you're sure to fail. That's why the guy stepped down from CrossFit because he fed into propaganda. See, the guys that are smart, they're keeping their mouth shut, which they mostly do most of the time. And the guys that they want to swing and see how big they can swing, guess what? Sometimes when you on that third ball, oh no, when you're on the second strike, you're a little bit more hesitating on trying to swing. And some of them right now swung for the fences. Right now, Starbucks is taking a antisocial position with the Black Lives Matter movement. They said we will not allow any of our employees. We do not want any of them wearing any of that propaganda. So they entered into the propaganda market when they made a statement. All you gotta do is shut up. But guess what? They fed into the propaganda. They just got pulled into a snare. But guess what? They're also cutting jobs. Why? Because they have to completely reconfigure their retail establishment for to go orders. For years now, Starbucks has already conditioned people. Come in, scan your phone. They're going to have some plexiglass there now. You're going to scan your phone, or you're going to do a touchless, a contactless purchase, and you're going to walk to the end. They're going to call your name. You're going to pick up your thing, and now you keep it moving. There's no sitting down anymore in retail establishments. And that's really wild and great because they've been there for a long time. Once again, this is a long time coming. That's why the World Economic Forum has said that. All the CDC has said that. Who has said that? They weren't prepared for a long time. And guess what? What Malcolm X say? The chickens is coming home to roost. And guess what? 90% of retail traders are going to lose. Y'all think, do people think that the elite are going to lose? Do people think that the professional traders are going to lose? No. 90% of retail traders are about to lose. 90% of the population that does not know finance, they're about to lose. They didn't have a proper financial education. Skills pay the bills, ladies and gentlemen. What skill do you have that's essential right now? Because a lot of people didn't have skills that were essential. They got a psychology degree. They got a communications degree. They got a marketing degree. They didn't build a marketing business. They had a marketing degree and they were working for a company. The margin calls in on every retail job. The margin call isn't on the middle class, ladies and gentlemen. What made up 90% of the United States tax base? That's who just got a margin call pulled on them. Jeff Bezos paying taxes. Donald Trump paying taxes. There's a margin call. 90% of retail traders lose. They're the ones that pay taxes. Ladies and gentlemen, the World Economic Forum is something we definitely want to bring to your attention tonight. So you can't say that no brother didn't bring it to your attention first. That, oh, we had to hear it on the public news that there's going to be a global reset, that there's going to be this meeting coming up, and all the big hitters, the Warren Buffetts, the Bill Gates, oh man, my favorite rapper, they're going to be in the building because they got enough money, and they're going to be talking about a new social contract like they did in 1933 with the New Deal when they proposed Social Security, where people have the default. People don't want it, but they're defaulted into the system of poverty, accepting handouts, born losers. That's what it says. You were born a loser. You need a handout. And guess what? They're about to create further handouts now, further entitlements. They need to make sure it's fair. It's all fair. It's an even playing field. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not getting up earlier than me, then no, you don't deserve the worm. Remember that old stupid saying? The early bird catches the worm. How many people sleeping in right now during the pandemic? At first, they were sleeping in, cooking bacon, eggs, and they were wearing onesies and they were doing TikTok. Well, guess what? That was in February and March. We're in June. They got a stimulus check. Talked to grandma the other day. She said people telling her the stimulus check don't even it's not even covering everybody's bills, and then not all the right people are getting the money. Well, okay, that shows you the inefficiency of government. So maybe we need to put more regulations on the government. Maybe the people needs to put more regulations on the government. Well, they are given that auspice right now. But guess what? The people is 90% of retail market. The average guy, they call him the average Joe. Is the average Joe going to have their opinion heard at the elite business meeting in Davos at the global reset? Ladies and gentlemen, the best thing you can do for your family right now is make rich. No way to talk about it. If, ands, or buts about it. You got to leave all guilty pleasures alone.
Get off TikTok.
Cornell ain't on TikTok. During this time, have seen his brother work harder and study harder right now than before the pandemic. And it's the same person that said they was reading.
We see the reset, Christian, without them talking about the meeting. I see the reset.
Wow, oh, you wish you went in the market and looking at a chart or something right now?
I ain't looking at the chart. I just know.
All
We
right,
didn't
right,
have to
right,
look
right,
at the chart. We
right.
already know what's going to happen.
Yep,
We know it's going to play out.
right. If they're calling for a reset, when Warren Buffett already called for the reset early this year, and he gonna be at the meeting. He said, "I'm gonna let me get my money out the market here." I love his the way he sound be funny, he sound real hermity or whatever. But he said, I'm getting my money and I'm getting out of here." Warren Buffett sitting on the side right now with what they call from the West Coast slang hella cash. Warren Buffett sitting on the sideline right now with hella cash.
Because guess what? He look at the real numbers, not somebody messing with the numbers like what y'all seeing right now. Like the market shouldn't even be this high. The market should still be down in the 8,000 somewhere. We went to a brand new high. Yeah, I do realize when we talk about a new high, the market is at a higher level than it was before uh the pandemic started.
Right. And the world ain't even got
And ain't
started.
nobody
They
and
just
here
had
ain't,
they had the
ain't
second
nobody went
wave
back to
hit.
work yet.
They just had the second wave hit. What is going on here? Don't be fooled. Don't let the wool be pulled over your eye because you're a sheep. That's just bottom line. Are you a sheep or are you a wolf? I love that part in the line. What do you say? Are you a sheep or are you a wolf? Because this is that moment, ladies and gentlemen. At first, we came out with the episode maybe February or March. We said, look, it's getting bad. You better go ahead and tighten up. Start going ahead, focus on making sure you get your money right. Blah blah blah. What happened? They can't. It got so bad, people was begging for a stimulus check. You want to go ahead and hear the word again? People were begging. You want to hear it again? Begging. Let's say it one more time for added emphasis on anybody that took it. They begged. How can you get something if you don't ask for it? Well, the old saying of a closed mouth don't get fed is true. The people asked for a stimulus check and they got it. And they also got securities and protections that says we could do contact tracing through cell phones like China's doing in the United States. We can do that now. Not only that, we actually need to ensure the safety of future situations. So we're going to have a global pandemic meeting called the Global Reset Meeting. And we're ready to give people what they already wanted. They want universal income. We all are created equal. if you could believe that, that would be awesome. But the average person don't even believe that we all created equal. But they want that to be true. And guess what? The average person, 90% of retail traders, they're about to get that. They're about to get the equilibrium in the marketplace, a new social contract. And guess what? We called it literally 6 months before this daggone play is about to play out in front of your face, and they're gonna wipe people to freak out. It's done. And it's sad to know that. But it's not sad for people that's making capital. Why do we care? We didn't tell people not to read a book. Even in the middle of the situation right now, if you got a stimulus check or whatever you're doing, you got to be doing something for your future. That's an essential skill. Why? Because the government has put mandates in place to say these are the industries that we think that should be subsidized because they need to look out for the economy. They need to look out for the common man, the average man. You need to give a higher minimum wage. Ladies and gentlemen, look, it's time to protect your families. Oh man, I don't need to be a millionaire or a billionaire. Don't worry about it. Because when this time comes and there's a food shortage, because there's a pandemic and people haven't worked on farms and transportation is held up, supply chain management, supply chain management has completely been changed right now. And they literally had governments try to hold it in place. See, retail traders don't take that into account. The average Joe doesn't take that into account. Is there food on the shelves? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, what are you talking about? The World Economic Forum, it covers food coverage, sustainability for food. That's why Monsanto's is the largest producer of seeds in the world. And this is somebody that creates genetically modified seeds, not natural seeds, genetically modified. So they can preserve it from food shortages, so they can handle the harsh conditions, so the crop doesn't get wiped out. Ladies and gentlemen, we're sorry we had to be the bearers of bad news. Cornell and us, we've been the bearers of bad news easily last year and before that. Easily. Because it was at all time highs last year. And now we're back here again. All time highs. And people, they ain't even working jobs right now. Where they working at? These places have literally restructured their businesses already. Fortune 500 has restructured. They're waiting for the second wave of people getting sick so they can just say, well, look, we cannot bring these jobs back right now. We have to do this in a safe manner. We want to make sure that we ensure the safety. Safety is our biggest concern. Ladies and gentlemen, we've seen people at a concert hall. What is this in New York? Do we need to Google this? Concert hall opens in New York. Here we go. Then let's talk about this concert hall opening up. Because a lot of people don't believe places are trying to open back up. But what's going on with that? There's supposed to be a pandemic in place.
Oh, I got my phone on. I ain't on mute. I'm
What you had it
talking.
on mute? You was talking?
Yeah.
Did you hear
Social
about that? The concert hall opening back up in New York, I think.
social distancing though.
Hey, they in there sitting there with no mask on. The regulations right now are almost like traditional government regulations. If we could cuss, we would say that it's shit. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. They're putting in regulations that not every business, small, is able to adapt to nimbly. First of all, if you're a small business and you already have been you're a retail establishment and you don't have these plastic plexiglass things that people can come in and talk to you through, they're the ones that are stopped business right now. Fortune 500, Starbucks kept going. They put the plexiglass up on the inside. They're waiting to keep configuring their inside for social distancing purposes. So the government actually had that guideline in place for June and July. They wanted to actually have people be COVID prepared by June and July. That literally has gone out the window. They went to December, ladies and gentlemen. They're giving most businesses that want to open back up to December to really have those things in place. They pushed it to the fourth quarter. They knew they couldn't do it. Why? Those businesses are closed. Where's their money at? Where are the small businesses that are closed right now, money coming in to literally go in and reconfigure their restaurant or reconfigure their open public space? They're having to reconfigure public spaces right now because of government mandate. It's already here. Prepare for your new deal. It's going to be called a social one. It's coming from the World Economic Forum, the same organization that's over in Geneva, Switzerland, with the United Nations. Oh no, I didn't know it was the world government, one world government. Don't worry about it because a person's not in a financial position, they'll never partake in the benefit of it. They're going to take in the demise of what 90% of the retail traders take in. It's called lack of financial education because they have a public education. They didn't invest in their private education. And your private education was more critical now than ever. You got a quality 6 months to get into private. The social is the public contract. Some people are about to feel it.
Yeah.
And Cornell called it a minute ago. He said, oh man, it's going to get real bad for people. Well, why wouldn't it be a reason to put a social contract in place? Who doesn't want universal income? Hell, I've been sitting at home for 2 or 3 months already, haven't been doing anything, because I wanted to,
It,
practice social distancing. Can we get a universal income going for another year? We don't know how long this is going to take. Well, that turns in from 1 year to who knows how long.
yeah. They taking your mind off of it. They finna hit you with this home run. Now you ain't going back to work. Ain't no money coming in.
You don't even understand, man. It deserves a tear for so many people in the public.
And the company's not coming back. They cashing out. Like what we said. These lit. Do y'all understand when these people not opening back up, they're not leaving flat broke. They made a business decision that I'm gonna have to use this money to bail myself out. I ain't gonna do it. It ain't nothing but a business. I go create another one.
Thank you. The president of the United States has been taking a company bankrupt before. That's what you do. It's business. It's not personal. And this is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is a far cry from the vault to retail traders to get on their grind, and for people that were entrepreneurs. You called yourself an entrepreneur. And you took a pay cut because you wanted a paycheck again. You wanted somebody to give you a check. And if you didn't take it and you're riding high and you're still putting in the work and you're saying, look, I don't see the results, we're letting you all know. In business, there's a seed time, there's a cultivation time, and there's a harvest time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the this is the divine process. You have to pray and you have to work. If you don't, what they say, faith without works is dead. If you got faith that the good old Lord is going to bless you, you got to be working right now. It's the cultivation season. We planted our seeds. We knew we needed to pivot. If you were in a business that you need to pivot, the seed of your talent and ability, the God-given talent and abilities that you got more than one. You got more than one talent and ability. You plant those seeds. You planted those seeds when the market went down. When it initially took the dip, you were sitting in the house and you were strategizing. Oh man, I gotta get my education up. I gotta start working out more. You've started planting seeds for new healthy habits for the new you, for the new norm. Cause it's here. And here we are right now. We're in the cultivation stage. They're starting to roll out the pesticides, the asbesticides, and the herbicides for the plants. Hey, we need to have a rich people meeting real quick. Yeah, let's talk about how we're going to cultivate and harvest. They're cultivating right now. Seed time, cultivation time. Cultivation time is the longest season, ladies and gentlemen. You throw some seeds in the ground, but you got to cultivate it. And not only do you cultivate it,
People had a little success with the stock tips. Now they say they want to learn about the trade. You see, I'm doing them pretty fast
hold
nowadays.
on, repeat that. You said June 28th?
Yeah,
Okay, the next webinar for the trading. where you finally get in position where you're a part of the 10%, or at least give your family a fighting chance. Even right now in this pandemic, Cornell invested in his financial education. We always invest in financial education, pandemic or not. We will always go in private. And we all make sure we stay private. And the way you stay private is by investing in your education, especially when the market looks doom and gloom. And then the market's back at all time highs. And you know, friends and family and neighbors, that's not working right now. How's the market up? What's holding the market up? You want to know what's holding the market up? The people that's holding their money at the bank, trading it privately. Why they telling you your 401k just took a hit? We'll get it back. You got to work until you're 70 anyways. June 28th, Cornell's email's up there. CJRLLC at iCloud.com. Christian that Trust Christian. And you all definitely can look up the World Economic Forum.org, weforum.org /great dash reset /. And ladies and gentlemen, don't say that the vault didn't call this shot like we didn't call that shot 6 months ago. This ain't legal advice. It's not financial advice. We'll leave that to your $30,000, $60,000, $90,000 financial advisors that they living in some apartment with roommates.
Scared to answer the phone right now.
Right.
You
90.
remember, I was at the restaurant. You know what I tell you about the guy's hedge fund?
Yeah, he didn't want to pick up the phone.
Advisor. He's scared to pick the phone up. That's when the virus started.
That's
First
the
happened.
first. That was the first. You think he picking up the phone now?
Nah, he ain't picking no phone up.
What's the point? He gonna just say, hey, you know what the market's
No,
doing?
I don't know.
What's the
But he,
market doing? It's back at all time highs, correct, Cornell?
but he done lost 90%.
Ladies and gentlemen, look, it's not a laughing matter. We would pray that you could laugh right now. But oh no, what you just
No,
saw was
it ain't a lot
90% of the
matter.
retail traders losing their money. That's
But
just
get
being
what?
honest.
We in position that we know no matter what's going on, I can sit my butt down, look at this chart, take a couple trades, and make me some money. No matter what's going on.
And that's
How
an
many,
essential business.
how
You can
many
still
y'all can
travel.
say when that check is gone and your job didn't come back and you living off your savings that wasn't drawing no interest in the first place, what are you gonna do? You can't make a call like I can make a call to say, hey, I'm finna go ahead into the market. Shit, Chris, I need $2,000. I'm finna go trade and get this $2,000. See, y'all ain't in that position. Trying to get you to that position. One thing about me, if you don't call me, I don't call you. That's how the mentors do us. You got to put the work in.
Right.
They don't want you to call and just have a conversation. Hey, Chris, how you doing? No, mentors don't do that. Real mentors, they don't do that. The real money people that trying to help you out, you got to go show them that you're working. Then they give you the information that you need.
Right. So right now it's cultivation season, ladies and gentlemen. We know quite a few people that are cultivating some seeds, and we know that the what do they say, the cat is out the hat. You know, quite a few people are very frustrated and feeling a burn as an investor, as an entrepreneur, to pivot. And ladies and gentlemen, this ain't the time to be thinking about the pivot. You just got to do it. You got to pivot. This is the moment where you see people say, "Oh, I lost it all and I gained it back 3, 4, 5, 10 times." That's just facts because they pivoted and they were willing to sell off their position. If we had someone say, "Rich people are losing their money right now," yeah, Warren came out and said, "I lost a few $100 million and I'm not losing anymore. So I'm taking out the other billion."
And he's educated. He gonna get it back at the end of the year.
Hmm.
So he ain't losing anything.
Just wanted to make you all aware, ladies and gentlemen, that the margin call and 90% of retail traders they lose. And we obviously have dealt with Cornell for years. Look, people come on the line with Cornell. Oh, Cornell, I lost $10,000. I lost $20,000. Why are you bragging about losing money, you loser? Because you want to know why you're bragging that you lost? So you can feel some sympathy from them and say, hey, can you teach me this because I lost $10,000? Give me the handout. Margin call. The broker took all my damn money. I think the market took my money. The broker took my money. And guess what? You the one that ain't talking. You the one talking against the whole network marketing. You right. I've been on there. These guys will give you trades. You right. They gonna give you 8 trades, but I only took like 3 or 4. So I was 50-50. Yeah, you think Goldman Sachs is gonna hire you to be a trader on their trade desk if you're 50-50? Would they hire that trader with Goldman Sachs?
I don't think so.
Ladies and gentlemen, with the information that we know now, as a professional trader, your trades are tracked. You should just ask the guys that are on the internet, are they tracking their trades? What account do they have that's tracking their trades? Privately, not publicly, privately. So this is even worse. When these guys are in the public telling you how much money they're making, they literally could just have fake money because no professional trader. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I got a good one for you, Cornell. We'll stay on a little bit longer to bust you with this one. Hey, Cornell, the Wall Street guys wear suits. These guys are sitting in the house like Cornell, and they doing it from home, and they doing it the chill way. They're wearing sneakers and Jordans and T-shirts. Why am I gonna sit at home as a retail trader, not professional? Why would I sit at home as a retail trader in basketball shorts and Jordans instead of actually learn from a professional that's wearing a suit and tie? And this guy definitely, he's making money. Why, Cornell? Why do I have that mentality? Why do I think more of the guy that's got the Lamborghini and the Ferrari and he's showing it to me in sunny place that he's at with he's spraying stuff on his arms. He's got I hope you seen that guy advertiser. They got the one guy. Man, I just helped the guy make $1,000. What? First of all, you make it sound like it's a lot of money. You're a loser. Wall Street ain't talking about $1,000. But he's so proud of this guy taking a little bit of money and making it, but he didn't say nothing else about it. So that was the first play on your emotion. Everybody, that's an easy number. $1,000, that was one paycheck. Man, if I could make one paycheck in one day, man, I'm doing better than I was when I was making it in 2 weeks or a month. You're right. Oh, here's the next one. Let's go with the other one. Oh, I'm the world's leading retail trader in the internet. Now, how does that sound? You're the world's leading retail trader. They don't add on retail trader. They'll tell you that they're publicly traded traders. First of all, they're liars. How are they on the internet telling you about the trades that they're doing when you can't do that? It's illegal. That's called insider trading. Oh no, did he say that to us? Is that what insider trading looks like? Yeah, he's calling a damn signal. And people still sitting here saying, well, can I get a signal? I'm paying attention to the robot. The robot is a signal. So what are you saying? Don't use it? We didn't say there's no use. We said, are you aware of the tools and the business platform that you're in? It's not dictated by the tools. You got to manage the tools. You got to know the industry. And that's why 90% of the retail traders fail. Is because they don't know the market that they're in. They don't know finance. They don't know what a hedge fund is. They don't know what a margin call is. God dang it, man, I don't know financial terms. And that's why 90% of the retail traders lose their money. It's because they don't know how to read the financial contract that they sign with their broker. They're trying to ask internet gurus. Hey man, how do I get the LLC account started with the broker? How do I get the trust account started with the broker? Why don't you call the broker? You're the one establishing the relationship with them. Senior trustee, private trustee, manager, CEO of the trade company. You're supposed to know that. But ignorance of the law is no excuse. So when you enter into the financial markets, there's a financial law, and most people aren't aware of it. And that's why they're breaking financial laws. and they're breaking the laws of when you see your money, take it. Buy low, sell high. They're true, but how many people bought those stocks when they were at an all-time low? All-time low. I mean, we're talking all-time lows now, right, Cornell? These weren't like control prices. Right now, they fell back to control prices when a lot of them hit their highs and came back to the control. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here on the vault. We appreciate letting you know that this is how it comes. When you're in the private sector, these type of things come across your desk, and you already know. Okay, you got to ante up. You got to put the hammer down more down than ever. That's why we're on the air at 1 Eastern or 11 Pacific, because we understand the marketplace. We got our pulse on the financial market. 90% of the market is speculative. How is that the case? I thought the banks were moving it. Right. But they letting the retailers give them the money so they can take it and move the market. Ladies and gentlemen, benefit from this wave. It's a beautiful wave. The wave is crystal clear. This is one of those Hawaii waves right here. And you can go to Hawaii and eat on the beach and live great too. And you deserve it. But you got to put in the work right now. Go private, trust Christian, own nothing, control everything in the vault. We had Cornell. Just remember, this is one for history books. The World Economic Forum, the trading platforms, things are going to change, ladies and gentlemen. We called it, you heard it, you got to do something about it. This episode means nothing to you if you do nothing about it. And guess what? The solution is not public, because the public is, guess what? Retail. And retail, 90% of them, the middle class, they just got wiped out. Appreciate you all for tuning in live, listen, to replay. Feel free to share it with your friends and family.